Hi students, I am friend Sebastian Paul. In this lecture, we are discussing the campus shooting. A campus shooting is an attack at an educational institution such as preliminary school, secondary school, universities, or any other educational institutions involving the use of firearms. Many campus shootings are also categorized as a mass shooting due to multiple casualties. The phenomenon is most widespread in the United States, which has the highest number of school-related shootings, but school shootings have taken place in many countries across the world. According to studies, factors behind the school shooting includes family dysfunction, lack of family supervision, ready access to firearms, and mental illness, among the many other psychological issues. Among the topmost motives of attackers were bullying or persecution or threatening, and revenge. The remaining motives includes an attempt to solve a problem, suicide or depression, and seeking attention or recognition from the community. The most recent report cautioned against the assumption that a perpetrator can be identified by a certain type or profile. The result from the study indicates that perpetrators came from varying backgrounds, making a singular profile difficult when identifying possible assailants. For example, some perpetrators were children of divorcees, lived in foster homes, or came from intact nuclear families. The majority of individuals had rarely or never gotten into trouble at school and had a healthy social life. When we come to the factors that is influencing the perpetrators, the first one is the family dynamics. One assumption into the catalytic causes of school shooting comes from the non-traditional household perspectives, which focuses on how family structure and family stability are related to the child outcomes. Broadly speaking, proponents of this hypothesis claim that family structures such as single mothers, same-sex parents, extended family, or cohabitation are more harmful to the development of child's mental well-being than heterosexual married parents, often equivalent with an idea of nuclear family. However, these assumptions on the detrimental effects of non-traditional family structures have repeatedly been shown to be a false flag, which the true issues lie within the socio-economic realities. The second one is the parental supervision. Studies have found that within offenders' families, there is frequently a lack of supervision, low emotional closeness, and intimacy. One factor is that school shooters tend to isolate themselves and exhibited an obsession quality that often led to detailed planning, but ironically, they seemed to lack an understanding of the consequences of their behavior and thus may have a history of adverse encounters with law enforcement. In the parental supervision, we can see a point: students rules the roost. The parents set few or no limit on child's conduct and regularly give in to his demands. The students insist on an inordinate degree of privacy, and parents have little information about his activities, school life, friends, or other relationships. The parents seem intimidated by their child. They may fear he will attack them physically if they confront or frustrate him, or they may be unwilling to face an emotional outburst, or they may be afraid that upsetting the child will spark an emotional crisis. The second one is a no limit or monitoring of TV and internet. Parents do not supervise, limit, or monitor the student's television watching or his use of internet. The student may have the TV in his own room or is otherwise free without any limit to spend as much time as he like watching violent or otherwise inappropriate shows. The third major factor is a younger age. According to the studies, immaturity is one of many identified factors increasing the likelihood or of an individual committing criminal acts of violence and outburst of aggression. This fact is supported by the findings on brain development occurring as individual age from the birth. The another major factor is the school bullying. Bullying is common in schools and seemed to play a role in the lives of many of the school shooters. A typical bullying interaction consists of three parts: the offender or bully, a victim, and one or more bystanders. This formula of three enables the bully to easily create public humiliation for their victims. Students who are bullied tend to develop behavioral problems, depression, less self-control, and poorer social skills, and to do worse in schools. Once humiliated, victims never want to be a victim again and try to regain their image by joining other groups. Another factor is the violent video game theory. It has long been debated whether there exists a correlation between the school shooting perpetrators and the type of media they consume. A popular profile for school shooters is someone who has been exposed to or enjoys playing violent video games. However, this profile is considered by many researchers to be misguided or erroneous. It has argued that a third variable of gender explains the illusory correlation between the video games and the use of the type of people who conduct the school shootings. It explains that the majority of school shooters are young males who are considerably more aggressive than the rest of the population. A majority of gamers are also young males. Thus, it appears like that the view of school shooters are often people who play violent video games is more simply explained by the third variable of gender. So my dear student, in this lecture we had discussed the school or campus shooting. That is, a campus shooting is an attack at an educational institution such as primary schools, secondary schools, or universities, or any other educational institution involving the use of firearms. So my dear students, kindly go through these assignment questions. The first question is write in detail about the campus shooting, and the second question is write about the various factors that led to the campus shooting. So my dear students, hope you had understood this topic. In the upcoming lecture, we will discuss the word terrorism. So see you soon. Until then, goodbye, thank you, and all the best.